If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Also be sure to press the bell button down below, that way when a new video comes out, you'll be notified. Hello, and welcome back to Spider-Man Month. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is not only one of the best superhero movies, but one of the best animated movies of all time. Not only does it showcase the growth of a different Spider-Man being Miles Morales, but it also brings up the idea of the multiverse, with several different versions of Spider-Man coming together to stop one of Spidey's more iconic villains from destroying the whole multiverse. However, a while back there was a Spider-Man game that handled this exact plot. I said games, but those were awesome episodes. There we go. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is a game that came out in late 2010 for the PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, and PC, and focused on 4 different Spider-Men. The main Spider-Man, called Amazing, Ultimate before Miles Morales came into the picture, 2099, and Noir universes. And this game truly specializes in it. But before you ask any more questions, true believers, let's swing on to this game. So, what's the plot? Well, we see everyone's favorite fishbowl-wearing villain, Mysterio, who's after an ancient magical artifact, but of course he is stopped by his friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Shouldn't be friendly neighbor Spider-Man, since a neighborhood's basically a community? I don't know, I'm thinking too hard into this. So the two get into a fight. Unfortunately, during their skirmish, Spidey accidentally breaks the artifact and is informed by Madam Web that he has destroyed the Tablet of Order and Chaos, which breaks the fabric of time and space. For those who don't know, Madam Web is basically the female version of Professor X from the X-Men. She is the telepathic mutant who helps and guides Spider-Man whenever she is needed. So Madam Web tells Spidey that he can't do it alone, as he needs the help of 3 other Spider-Men to get the other pieces of the tablet before it's too late. All the while, Mysterio is abusing the power that was given to him by the tablet. So you may be asking, what's the good, because there are plenty of it. Well, each of the Spider-Men play more or less the same, each of them have their own unique style to them. The Amazing Spider-Man is the one you're most likely to have fun playing with, as his attacks have more damage with him, mainly using his webs. Also, Spidey uses the black suit instead of webs, and also has a power-up called Rage Mode where he uses the full power of the symbiote suit. Spider-Man 2099 is able to slow down time. As for Noir, he's the most different of them all. His missions are more of a combination between Metal Gear Solid and the stealth parts of the Batman Arkham games. While cool at first, it can really get frustrating, which I'll go more into later. There are moments in the game where you have to rescue civilians and in return they help you get forward, but just be sure to keep your enemies away from them. The game has managed to get some of Spidey's best villains, including Kraven, Sandman, and Juggernaut?
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
I guess the Rhino was unavailable. But then again, they also have Deadpool as well, so there's that. Though, trust me, the game manages to make these 2 inclusions work. But we also see different versions of Spider-Man's rogues as well, such as Electro, Dr. Octopus, and the Green Goblin. Heck, they even made Vulture scary. Oh my god, that's just terrifying. Here you fight the villains once or twice before facing off against their ultimate form, where they use the piece of the tablet to enhance their powers. There are also little Easter eggs in the game as well, and even addresses the most awesome and ridiculous parts of the other Spider-Verses.
Is that a cartoon pig?
Focus.
Nuff said, kids. Nuff said.
And you're able to unlock alternate costumes to give you the details of the suit's origins. You can also unlock new moves that can help you take on multiple enemies. Each of the Spider-Men has their own environments to work off and feel to it, with Amazing having a more classic comic book style and Ultimate having a more modern sense to him. With these 2, their environments are able to change more, going from a jungle to a power plant to a construction site and an oil rig. Because of this, the enemies and backgrounds are more varied in design. 2099 and Noir are more confined to their own cities, with the 2099 Spider-Man being in this more futuristic dystopia, a rather cyberpunk feel to it where he has to fight mutations and corrupt cops. And the falling down parts of his levels make things more intense. While the Noir Spider-Man has this gritty 1930s feel to it and stays in the grimy shadows of Depression-era New York, where he fights gangster. Sorry guys, he doesn't fight Nazis in this game. Because of these styles, the graphics here still look good. Also, the fact is this game is a reunion. They managed to get 4 of Spider-Man's greatest voice actors to play each of them. Neil Patrick Harris, the actor who voiced Spider-Man in the MTV Spider-Man the New Animated Series, plays the Amazing Spider-Man. Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voiced Spidey in the 1994 TV series, is Spider-Man Noir. Dan Gilverzan, who voiced him in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, voices Spider-Man 2099. And finally, we have Josh Keaton, who played Spider-Man in The Spectacular Spider-Man, up to bat for Ultimate Spider-Man. They should have gotten Paul Soles, who voiced the character in the 1967 series, and it would have been complete. And of course, you have the late great Stan Lee as the narrator. Though despite being a love letter to fans, it does have its problems. For starters, the combat can get really repetitive at times. While yes, you can unlock new moves as the game goes on, but you're most likely going to use the strongest attacks to get by quickly. Speaking of which, Noir Spider-Man is useless in a fight unless it's needed. There are moments in the game where you're going to have to fight goons in which you can't fight, but when in stealth mode, once you are caught, you can't fight back, which can be frustrating, especially if you're not patient with the stealth missions. And I do feel like some of the missions do go on a bit too long, and there are bugs and glitches here, with some ranging from alright to annoying to times where things didn't work out so well they had to restart certain levels. Overall, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is a pretty good game, with a little something for both Spider-Man fans and casuals alike. If you still have your old 7th generation consoles and want to see more of the Spider-Verse, then go check this out.
Yeah, those guys were alright, but you have to admit,
With 4 different Spider-Men?
The one thing I know for sure,
Out of all of them,
I'm the best.